What is up, guys? So today we are running up to Rogers. I have to re-pick up this battery again. I bought an Odyssey battery from like an Odyssey dealership, and it came in with a dead cell. So immediately killed over on the four-wheeler, wouldn't start, wouldn't turn anything on. So dropped it back off with them. They had to run their test. Now I'm going to pick it back up. So we're traveling up, about 30-minute drive, not too bad, but man, what a pain. All right, here we go. I have not seen a car with spinners in probably 15 years. Look at that thing. As it stops, still spinning. Man, what a throwback. They've got like a classic police car right here. It's got like the little symbol on the side, then the big, it's got like the big siren on top. That's like the big bubble. Look at that. Pulling in. Let's go get this thing picked up. Yeah, so I took it to O'Reilly's and that place was very much wrong. They were trying to tell me that it had a dead cell in it, but it's pushing out double the crank amps. Here, I'll show this to you. It's supposed to be at like 140 and it's at 250, I think it was just said. 267 cold cranking amps. So she should be doing all right. But they explained how they did it differently than O'Reilly's. They do it from a another support battery. So they have a healthy battery that basically jump starts this one. So it goes from, they have a negative that goes, camera cut out on me, but so they have a negative terminal and then they hook it to another negative terminal for the grounds, and then they have this positive terminal going to another positive terminal, and it basically just kind of jump starts it and gets it running good, gets it up and going. So I'm not complaining with that, definitely happy, and let's get back on the road. Alright, so we're just heading back now. Gotta throw this thing back on the four-wheeler, but I figured this would be a good time to kind of talk about one of my most recent endeavors I went on. So as you know, if you've followed the channel for a while, I have a 2015 Toyota Tundra. It's an SR5. I have a 4-inch lift kit, 35s, and a bunch of little upgrades, but that's the main thing on it. One issue I've had since I installed the lift is I cannot get my alignment within spec, or even within what the lift kit says the spec should be, because according to them, they change, like once you're lifted up, you want your tires to be at a little different angle so that the wear pattern's right, and it wouldn't even get within the spec that they said from Fabtech. It's a 4-inch Fabtech lift. So I ran the truck for about a year and a half, and I blew through a set of brand new 35-inch tires. Absolutely love those things. They were my first set of mud tires, they were some good, I love those things. They were Cooper SCT Pros. It was a 295 by 70 R18, so that's about a 34.5 by 12 by, and then an 18-inch rim. So blew through those in 22,000 miles. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I went to the guy that put the lift on. I'm like, all right, so why did we go through these tires? And he said, oh, your alignment's off. So I was like, well, was this issue there from the beginning? And that's when he finally told me, like, yeah, your truck never got into spec, but we figured it was close enough that it wouldn't matter. At that point, I was like, well, we need to get something done. Because I'd also, in that 22,000 miles, I blew through a set of top and bottom ball joints. That was a $400 fix to get the ball joints replaced and get them put on. So I was out $400 plus like $1,200 for a set of tires. So I went with a little bit smaller tire when I had to make that transition over second time because money. So I got a set of, I believe they're 305 by 50 R18 Nitto Ridge Grapplers. I'm sitting at about, gosh, I don't even know how many miles I have on these things. I've had them for about a year, year and 4 months, so it's probably sitting around 20,000 miles. Maybe 25,000. I haven't driven my truck at all this year, so probably 20,000. So we're sitting at about 20,000 miles, and it's starting to kind of show that wear again. Blew through another set of ball joints, so I've gone through 2 sets of ball joints in 40,000 miles. This time I went to the guy that put the lift on again, and I was like, look, something's not right. And we've talked to Fabtech, and their claim was that the lift kit that was put on this truck was not designed to be on this truck at all. It is designed for a TRD Sport or a TRD Off-Road, but it will not fit the SR5, which is what my truck is, and it will not fit the TRD Pro, which is Toyota's, I can't even call it a Raptor competitor. It's not close. It's not even on the same scale. But it does have Bilstein 5100 shocks, I believe it is. It's not the 6112 rear and 6100 front. It's whatever the step down is from that. So I think it's the 5100 series shocks. Fabtech said that, and the only difference between the trucks is that Bilstein shock, or Bilstein, I don't know. Somebody correct me in the comments, let me know. But yeah, so they said the only difference would be that Bilstein shock. So I'm like, alright, well, let's order that. Got it in, and nothing. It actually made the alignment worse. So he's been talking back and forth with Fabtech, and he said, Fabtech's like, well, just lift the truck more. You need more lift, because that's the only difference between the SR5 and the TRD Sports, is that strut. And he said, well, I've set this strut at 3 different heights. Those, they are adjustable between a 1/2 inch lift, a 1 inch lift, and a 1.5 inch lift, I think is the heights. The highest one may be 2 inch, but anyway, there's 3 lift adjustment heights that you can put those Bilstein shocks on. And so he did that, and every time the truck got higher, the alignment got even worse. So he finally told him, he said, look, this height is not working. They got my truck from a 4 inch lift to a 6.5 inch lift, and still the alignment was not adding up. I couldn't run a 6.5 inch lift with the drop kit I have, because the CV axis would be at such a bad angle, but he was just showing that for an example. Like, it's still not lining up. They were like, well, something's wrong. And he's like, yeah, you're right, something is wrong. There's actually a problem with these Fabtech lifts where something is either out of spec or out of alignment in the actual casting of the part. So we are going to have to go in and buy about $1,000 upper control arm from I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it is a fully adjustable upper control arm that's still the greasable ball joint. So it's a serviceable part, so it should last longer, and it's fully adjustable for camber and fully adjustable for caster. So that should hopefully deal with my whole alignment issue. We're hoping. Said that a couple times now, but there's really nothing else we can do to change it. It's just a little bit out of spec, and so they're a little bit pointed in, and they're a little bit on their sides, and that little bit just kind of absolutely ruined that first set of tires. This set, I've rotated I've rotated these tires every 2,000 to 3,000 miles since I put them on the truck. I think I rotated them every 1,000 probably the first 2 or 3 rotations, and then I'm doing every 3 to 4. It's probably 3 to 4 more than 2 to 3. But either way, I'm on it, just rotating and rotating and rotating these things. So I'm trying not to give them even the ability to wear like the last ones did, but it's still just something we've got to get fixed. This truck has been an absolute pain in every way, because no one is really comfortable working on Toyotas as much, because not as many people lift them, not as many people do like off-road tires, off-road suspension, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, they still do them, and I still stand by a Toyota. I will probably, if I own another gas truck, I will own a Toyota, either a Tacoma or a Tundra. Loving the Tundra, wouldn't trade it for anything, but yeah, that's kind of my thought. If I trade to a diesel, I'll probably, of course go to something else. But even if Toyota starts making a diesel Tundra, I feel like I'd still go with like something else. I don't know. So that's kind of where we're at with it. We're taking the truck in, going to Harvest Fest, dropping the truck off. I'll be at Harvest Fest Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I'm dropping the truck off on Monday. And we're getting those new arms in. Hopefully that corrects the alignment issues we're having. Yeah, so that is how this lift kit absolutely ruined my truck and ruined sets of tires. One of my top viewed videos that I have on YouTube right now is where I said that I ruined my set of Cooper tires in 20,000 miles, and everybody's like, oh, you idiot, you've done this, you've done that. I've been told, oh, it's because you off-road that truck. Yeah, so that is how this lift kit ruined my truck. Hope you enjoyed kind of this little bit of a slower walkthrough, talk-through video. I'm not going to say I don't recommend Fabtech, because they definitely make some high-quality parts, but at the same time, kind of be wary with any lift kit. And if you're doing the lift kit yourself, or even if you're having a shop put on, know the alignment specs, know the alignment that you're supposed to get to. And if you're not getting there with whatever they're providing, you need to be immediately in contact with that company, because I don't want you to have to go through all the stuff that I've been through. They do provide an upper control arm with their kit that is on this truck, but still just not getting enough camber and caster in it. So I'm hoping that this new upper control arm will fix it. I'll definitely keep you updated on this. So hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and comment, subscribe. Let me know what problems you've had with your lifted trucks, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully get some of these Harvest Fest videos out. I know y'all love those four-wheeling videos, so here we go.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick. All the boys stare, can't help it, it's a habit. Clothes that she wears, short skirt and a jacket. I just wanna get her all alone on a mattress. I just wanna have it, I just gotta have it. Rumors all around say her body is fantastic.